So hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you yet another FIFA 18 Career Mode Top Tips video, and today I am bringing you the most versatile players in FIFA 18 Career Mode. This, if I'm honest, is a pretty self-explanatory one. I'm going to be bringing you some young players on FIFA 18 Career Mode who have great potentials and are also capable of playing in multiple different positions. They're really handy players to have in your Career Mode saves because they can just plug a hole. They will also vary in terms of price for this video as well, so if you're using a slightly lower team, maybe a mid-table English team, you'll be able to purchase a couple of players in this video. It should be pretty helpful, and if you find it that way, then make sure to slap a like on it and subscribe. I also just want to say a massive thank you to Juan for sponsoring today's FIFA 18 tips video. They're a great source of footballing news as well as tables and statistics, so if you want to check out anything to do with the footballing world in any of the major divisions, then make sure to go and check that app out. Obviously, I use it mainly to look at my beloved Liverpool and see who we're linked with in terms of transfer targets, as you can do that on the app, and also, of course, check out how the players are doing statistically in the league and in the various competitions they take part in. You guys can even use it to keep tabs on the people involved in this video. It'll give you an idea of who's performing well and who maybe is going to be getting upgrades from EA on FIFA 18 Career Mode. So if you want to stay a step ahead of the game, then make sure to download the app. You can check it down in the description below. It's time to move on to the players though now, and first of all, we have got really the definition of a young, versatile player. It is the Bayern Munich right back Joshua Kimmich, and I say right back very loosely because he can play as a centre mid, centre back, and as a holding midfielder as well. And given that he can play in all of these different positions, his attributes really vary. He's very good at a lot of different things, so ball control there being dark green, crossing at 88, very good passing though as well as curve, so you know, and of course decent defensive stats too, because he can play as a fullback and as a centre-back, so he really is a little bit of an all-rounder apart from his scoring. 22 years of age though, 3-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, 83 rated, and a potential I imagine to get to about 87 I think in Career Mode, though I don't know that for sure. After that we've got Carlos Soler, another very high potential player, this time playing for Valencia over in Spain. His best sort of attribute on this page is vision, also pretty pacey, decent agility and stamina. Moving into the technical side though, he's got good ball control, free kick accuracy and short passing too. And again, a bit of an all-rounder because he can play as a right mid, centre mid, attacking mid, and also a right winger as well. But obviously, given he can play as a winger, you could play him on the opposite side if you wanted to and allow him to cut inside from the wing. So he can probably play on both wings as a central midfielder and also as a number 10 as well. He's 78 rated over in Spain, 3-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves, and has a potential to grow to 86 in Career Mode. Probably a little bit more pricey though than the man on the screen, so you lot in slightly smaller teams, mid-table sides in your respective countries, take a look at the Congolese winger Shadrack Echelo, playing for Stuttgart over in Germany. The 22-year-old is 73 rated at the start of the game and has a potential to grow to 81. I believe you can pick him up for roughly £5 or £5.5 million in Career Mode as well, but I think he's just recently signed from FC Sion, can't quite remember. I think he's just come from a team in Switzerland, so you might not be able to buy him straight away. 4-star skill moves though on this guy, as well as decent pace and dribbling, so really is a very good player to use in an actual game. And on top of that, he can play on both wings as an attacking mid and as a striker as well, so massively versatile going forward, and some very entertaining attributes, and just ones that'll make him very good to use in Career Mode. Speaking of which, this man definitely will be once he reaches his potential, is Dani Ceballos, who can grow to 88 in FIFA 18 Career Mode, but he starts 10 overall lower than that at 78. In terms of positions that he can play all the way through midfield as a central player, as a holding midfielder, and also as a number 10 attacking midfielder as well. He's the first player in this video with traits. He's got flair and technical dribbler. Obviously that indicates that he's a very good dribbler of the ball, and of course, as I mentioned, very versatile as well. 20 years of age, 3-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, playing for Real Madrid over in Spain. Might cost a little bit though to pry him away from the Spanish giants. Moving on to defenders now, and we've got the first of the players that can play all the way across the back four. It's Joe Gomez, the Liverpool defender, 71 rated, decent pace and strength on him already, which is great for a young player, especially one that's lower in overall at the start, because it means that that is really going to be their specialty when they reach their potential, and it's always great to have a pacey and strong defender. Joe Gomez is certainly that, but he's also versatile, can play as a centre-back, right-back, and as a left-back. 21 years of age and has the potential to grow to 84, playing for Liverpool in the Premier League. He's English and unfortunately has the trait of injury prone, which I think is very harsh because as far as I'm aware he's only had one injury. It just happened to be quite a bad one to his knee, so I think it's a bit unfair to give him the injury prone trait. Hopefully that won't affect him too much. Here, though, is one of my favourite ones. Inigo I don't even know. Inigo. We'll just call him Inigo for this one, or Inigo. I don't know, okay, is what I'm trying to say. But this guy can play as a right back, left back, and then left winger and right winger. Completely skips out the whole right midfielder, left midfielder situation. He's either a defender or he's a forward, either or, nothing in between, though I imagine you could probably play him in those positions as well. Decent passing and ball control on this guy, as well as pace and stamina, so if you want to play him in central midfield, I don't really see any reason why not. 2-star skill moves is a little bit of a dampener on him. He's 76 overall and can grow to 81, because he's a little bit older than some of the players in this video. Next up, though, is the Eintracht Frankfurt midfielder Mijat Gaćinović. At 74 rated at the start of the game, he is a bit like Echelo from earlier, a little bit less pricey than some of the other players here. 85, was it dribbling or ball control? Can't quite remember, or like agility or balance, one of those. Also 81 dribbling as well for the Serbian. Can play as a centre mid, left mid, attacking mid, and a right winger, so you can play him on both wings, and also as a slightly more central midfielder, and of course in that number 10 position too. He's got flair and technical dribbler like Ceballos earlier, high attacking work rate as well. His potential, for those wondering, is 82, and you can probably pick him up for about 6-7 million, maybe more like 7 actually now that I think about it, but relatively inexpensive again, like a couple of the players earlier, and like this one on the screen here, Bryan, playing for Bristol City, a very good pace, agility, balance, jumping, and stamina. What a physicals page that is for a left back who's 74 rated, and not only is he a left back, but he can also play as a left midfielder, left wing back, and also as a centre mid as well. Now, good defensive stats on this guy, as would expect for, you know, a full back even, but if you're going to play him in centre mid, you might want to train his passing just a little bit. He's only 23, so it is possible, though a little bit harder than if he was younger. The main thing is he's versatile and has a ridiculous athleticism page, 3-star weak foot, and also, no, sorry, 4-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves. Next up, we've got another defender. It is Axel Tuanzebe of Manchester United. 73 rated at the start of the game. Again, pretty pacey and strong defender at a young age, which is what you always like to see. Good heading accuracy, decent marking, as well as stand tackling and slide tackling too. And can also play as a centre-back, holding midfielder, and as a right-back as well. 19 years of age and 73 rated, as I mentioned, playing for Manchester United over in the EPL. Axel Tuanzebe has done a very good job in real life whenever he's been called upon. He is a very good defender, as much as it pains me to say, being a not a Manchester United fan, being a Liverpool fan, but United youngsters right now are very, very good, and you should all be afraid for the future, because Tuanzebe is one of them. After that, though, we've got a slightly older player, in fact the oldest in the video, 27-year-old Sebastian Rudy. We're returning to Bayern Munich now, because they've got another versatile player in the form of the ex-Hoffenheim man. 81 overall at the start of the game, very good ball control, as well as curve, long passing, short passing. His stamina is very good as well, dribbling and balance is pretty decent too. He's got one trait, which is that he takes finesse free kicks. He realistically, though, is at his prime. He might grow by 1 or 2, especially if you train him, but he can play as a centre mid, defensive mid, right back, and a right midfielder as well. So central midfielder, holding midfielder, full back, and potentially even as a winger as well. So very, very versatile there is Sebastian Rudy after his move from Hoffenheim. Penultimate player, though, in this video is this man here, the Venezuelan winger Juan Pablo Añor from Malaga. 76 rated is this guy. Good ball control, dribbling, crossing, pace is decent, as well as free kick accuracy and passing stats. Also good shot power and long shots too, so if you want to try your luck from distance, he's a decent man for that. But again, like all the players in this video, very versatile. Can play as a right mid, attacking mid, centre mid, and even a striker if called upon. Now he's 23 years of age, so you wouldn't imagine that he'll grow that much, but apparently his potential is 86, so how he's going to grow by 10 in such a short space of time, I'm not entirely sure. Clearly he's a late bloomer, but certainly someone to bring in, because he might even be cheaper because of the fact of his age and overall than certain other players who have the same potential, so watch out for that one. The final player in this video, we are returning to defenders, and we also return to Germany for Thilo Kehrer of FC Schalke. Much like Joe Gomez, can play as a centre-back, right-back, and as a left-back, and that is because he's got 5-star weak foot, as you'll see in a moment. Good defensive stats on this guy, again, 73 rated. I think his potential is about 83 or 84. High defensive work rate, so he really is he's just a very, very solid defender. Decent pace and strength, again, as well as good stamina, and there you can see 5-star weak foot, which makes him just very, I mean, it's so good to have a centre-back who can be composed with both of their feet. You know, if you're trying to play out from the back, having someone who's got 1-star weak foot and their 4-star onto their weaker foot is a nightmare, because inevitably they're going to get the pass wrong. With him, he is going to be very composed in defence, and he'll be able to play a good pass out. So definitely try and bring him in. Thilo Kehrer is someone that I would definitely suggest, given he is pretty cheap as well. I think you can buy him for roughly £6 or £7 million. Don't quote me on that one, but it is pretty cheap nonetheless. That, though, is it for the versatile players in FIFA 18 career mode. A list of 12, I believe, young or, you know, mid-range age-wise players who can grow in career mode and are already very versatile at their respective clubs, because, as I said at the start, these guys are so useful for your career mode saves. If you've got an injury crisis, you can just plug a hole with these guys, whether it be a winger or a centre mid or a striker. If they can play in various different positions and play in those positions well, it is so useful to have them. Regardless of that, though, if you've enjoyed the video, then make sure to slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also leave a comment suggesting what tips videos you'd like to see on the channel in the future. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, if you want to download the One Football app, you can check that out down in the first line of the description. It'll take you to a tracking link where you can download the app and enjoy all sorts of football news for yourselves. On top of that, I know I'm giving you quite a long list today, but you can follow me on social media if you want, of course. I won't force you. My Twitter handle, though, is @theofficialfng, and my Instagram is exactly the same, so go and follow if you wish to see more of me in real life. But it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Yo, Massappels.
I roll out with some monsters. Looks like your team and you watchers. I do not roll with imposters. Sound like the man in the Oscars. I'm drunk of Henny and Fosters. I have a career, I am jobless. This bitch f me so hard, I might just end up unconscious. I like girls in lingerie, especially if it is crotchless. Bitch, I am the bigger picture. There is no way you can crop us.